Hello friends, welcome to aravalligeoacademy. Academy. Today we are going to discuss the PYQ number 30 to 35. Okay, so first PYQ, which of the following is not a feature of the ambulacral plate in the echinoidea? First, perforated by pore. Second, smaller than interambulacral plate. Third, larger than interambulacral plate. Then four, more numerous interambulacral plates than. So correct answer is the larger than interambulacral plate. This is asking, okay, not a feature of. Okay, so let's we discuss through the diagram. Okay, see, this is the uh, ambulacral plate of the echinoidea. This one, and this one is the interambulacral plate. Okay, inter it means between. Between it means between the ambulacral plate. Okay, so this is the ambulacral plate in echinoidea, and this one is ambulacral, and between two ambulacral this is the interambulacral plate. Okay, now focus on the size of the ambulacral as well as the interambulacral. This one is the interambulacral plate. Okay, this one, and this dark color is the ambulacral. So which one is the larger? Okay, so this is asking which one of the following is not a feature of the ambulacral plate in the echinoidea. So correct answer is larger than interambulacral plate, because ambulacral plate is the smaller, not larger. So this is not a feature of the ambulacral plate in the echinoidea. Okay, so remember about the ambulacral plate. This is located along the radii of the echinoid test, contain the pores. Okay, pores present in the ambulacral plate. Pore, this is the extension of the tube feet, involved in the locomotion and respiration. And this is the smaller and more numerous than the interambulacral plate. Interambulacral plate is the larger than ambulacral plate. Then interambulacral plate, this is located between the ambulacral plate. Like the pores are absent. Remember this point. For the tube feet, mainly serve as the protective function, large and fewer compared to the ambulacral plate. This is the larger, okay, and fewer compared to the ambulacral plate. Bear large tubercles and spine in the articulation. Next question, in the ontogeny of the trilobites, separation of the and transitory pygidium by the transverse suture and ended with the completion of the thorax namage. So which one is the correct answer? In the ontogeny of the trilobite, separation of the cephalon and the transitory pygidium by the transverse suture and ended with the completion of the thorax namage. Option A, holaspid. Option B, protaspids. Option 3, transitory. Option 4, meraspid. Which one is the correct answer? Correct answer is the meraspid. Let's discuss through the image. First we discuss the ontogeny. What is the ontogeny? Ontogeny is a origination and development of the organism, usually from the time of the fertilization of the egg or adult. Okay, remember the definition of the ontogeny first. Okay, ontogeny is the origination and the development of the organism in the early stage. Okay, or especially in the egg or adult. Okay, so see this one. This is the developmental stage of the trilobite. We are going to focus only on the protaspis as well as the meraspis or holaspis. Okay, so stages in the trilobite development. Okay, first protaspis. This is the earliest larval stage. Protaspis is the earliest larval stage in the trilobite, with the small unsegmented or lightly segmented body. Okay, because this is the early stage, so body is not highly segmented. Okay, then transitory, this is the intermediate stage, showing the gradual development of the segment. Actually development of the segment is starting in the transitory. Then meraspid, this is the growth stage where body segmented are added sequentially. Okay, then hollow it means complete. This is the final stage of the development. Okay, so correct answer of our question is the merapsid. This is the growth stage where body segmented are added sequentially. Okay, again read the question. In the ontogeny of the trilobites, separation of the cephalon and transitory physidium by the transverse suture and ended with the completion of the thorax is named as. Okay, so correct answer is the merapsid. Okay, cephalon is the head part of the trilobite and physidium is the tail part of the trilobite. Okay, next question. Which of the following name is given to the entire skeleton of the coral colony? Corallite, Zoids, Corallum, and Prototheca. So which one is the correct? Correct answer is the Corallum. Corallum is the entire skeleton and Corallite is the individual skeleton of the corals. Okay. So corallite, the skeleton structure secreted by the single coral polyp. This is the single, okay, and corallum is the entire skeleton of the solitary or colonial coral is known as corallum. So remember the difference between corallite and corallum. Next question, in the behavioral classification of the ichnofossil, which one of the following an incorrect pair? Okay, so Domicinia, dwelling trace; Rapichinia, crawling impression; Cubichinia, surface feeder trace; and Fodicinia, feeding trace. So which one is the correct? Correct answer is the Cubichinia, surface feeding trace. Okay, this is asking incorrect pair. So this is the incorrect pair. Let's we discuss. Okay, see this picture. Cubichinia habit is a resting trace. Okay, Domicinia is the dwelling structures like burrow, and Fodicinia is the feeding trace, and Paschinia is the grazing trace, and Rapichinia is the crawling trace and trail. See this one. This is the ichnofossil. Cubichinia is the resting traces. Domin Domicinia is the dwelling structures and burrow, and Fodicinia is the feeding trace within the sediment. Paschinia is the grazing trace, surface feeding, and Rapichinia is the crawling track and trail. Okay, remember this slide is very important for all geological exams. Okay, so in this question, the Cubichinia surface feeder. Okay, this is mismatch because Cubichinia is the resting, not the surface feeder. Okay. Also see this one, Cubichinia is the resting trace of the organism resting on the subsediment. Okay, Domicinia is the dwelling, burrow and boring as dwelling place. Okay, then Fodicinia, this is the feeding, mark organism searching for food. Then Paschinia, this is the grazing, mark of the organism exploiting the nutrients. Rapichinia is the crawling, tracks and trail of the animal moving, and Fugichinia is also crawling, escaping trace of the animal burned the suddenly. Okay, so remember the name of the ichnofossil or the habit, especially habit. Okay, this is very important for the GATE, NATE, and GSI exams. Okay. Next question, which of the following does not represent a correct association? Contact metamorphism, igneous intrusion; thermal metamorphism is convergent plate margin; dynamothermal metamorphism is zone of collision; and dynamic metamorphism is the shear zone. So correct answer is thermal metamorphism with the convergent plate margin, because this is not correct combination. Thermal metamorphism associated with the igneous intrusion. See this picture. This is the igneous intrusion or magma chamber, or this type of the metamorphism, because limestone metamorphose in marble, quartz sandstone metamorphose in the quartzite, shale metamorphose in hornfels. So this type of metamorphism is known as contact metamorphism or thermal metamorphism. Okay, and see, this is the dynamothermal metamorphism. Dynamothermal metamorphism associated with the continental collision, or we can say associated with the plate boundaries. Okay, convergent plate boundaries. And this one, see, this is the shear zone. Shear zone is the highly deformed area between the two blocks. Okay, this is the two blocks, and this highly deformed area is known as shear zone. So due to the movement of the plate or due to the friction and the temperature, metamorphism is there. Okay, or this type of metamorphism is known as shear zone metamorphism. Okay, this is the Google image. You can also see the mylonite here. Mylonite is also formed in the shear zone area. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Try to share with your friends. If you have any doubts, so drop in a message in the comment section. Thank you.